I'm Chef Kristen. This is our first ferment, brewing our true Bucha style kombucha. The vessel that we've actually really grown into, and you can get these temperature strips, and they're quite nice if you kind of have it in spotty spots. You can get actual like heating pads that can wrap around, or heating little blankets. We'd often recommend people to put it into the sink, put a pad or a cloth down, and then place this on in the sink. And then when you pour your water in, if any spills over, it soaks up with the towel, big deal. And it's a buffer, right? So it doesn't slide, it doesn't bang and clang around. And it's a buffer, it's a nice buffer for the glass. And then that way, it sits in your sink to cool down, doesn't move anywhere. When cool, you transfer over to your storage overnight, which I'm gonna talk further about. And so you're okay as long as you don't need to wash dishes in the meanwhile, you're good to go. So if you do use glass, I do highly recommend that. And be careful, make sure that they're good quality. You see how thick and like strong that is? This is a thinner glass. Anybody that wants this size, you can get that on Amazon. You can get these on Uline, and you can get this on Uline. You can get the Brute line. And the Brute come in bigger. We have bigger sizes than this little guy here. And this is actually technically, the plastic is supposed to be not possible with kombucha brewing. It's very possible. And we brew some really great kombucha, and we store our scobies and make our vinegar in the Brutes. And our girls have a comfortable warm room, and there's 6 of these larger Brutes filled with vinegar and scobies. We've saved every SCOBY along the way. They're our little babies. We can't let them go, and we're waiting to share. We're just one thing at a time, and we needed to birth Tegan and give this harmony time to him, this beautiful nurturing time to him. When we brew the water tomorrow, stainless steel is best, and a high quality thick steel is best. Stay away from aluminum. We do, and very commonly in aluminum and Teflon, all that type of other material, but really it's not ideal. So stainless steel is the best, and then we'll talk water tomorrow, but water is important, filtered, beautiful water. So I have large size because we do big batches. So a double layer, normal, is this big. And so I would put a circle amount in here, piece of tea. I'd put a circle amount in here and gather the corners, and that then would be tied with the butcher's twine. And you try to reuse them, but they don't last long. And so you start going through a lot of cheesecloth, and I was buying them, we were buying the cheesecloth, but it's just more wasteful. So we ended up going with another select choice. What I did was I went to a material store and picked up some cotton, and then cut 8 of these big patches, utilizing as much of the material as possible. So they're not perfect size, but basically they then get folded up and tightened up into its little bundle, and I only just cinch it into every possible area where it can't leak anything of the of the leaf, and then we tie it nice and tight so it has room to expand, and that's ideal. So a way to go is you can get it clean by I do this round around my hand 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm doing 6. So I did 6 around, and then I snip once. Look at that magic trick. So we have brought this to a boil. This water here, just turn it off.
And I'm just gonna let it go over like that. That water is going to get dunked into here up to the 15 to the 16 liter mark. Okay, so 18 liters is about there. So I'm gonna go just above 16. Boom, and then that, when we squeeze out the tea bag, is gonna count for that to have a nice amount to have SCOBY come up and the starter liquid. So we basically just kind of take it, use our little table here. I'm gonna clear off those and then put them in to cool after. So this is our second big pot, and that's the first one. I'm gonna get some more water in there, and then yeah, rock and roll. Bring it to a boil, boil it for 10 full minutes, and then toss it into your sugar mixture. Chlorine. There you go. So one container makes a perfect jug. There you have it. First one ready to go. So the beauty of the sugar, the water, making the simple syrup right now, and then adding a tea bag, and voila. We just let that sit and take the heat off it, and then we will send it inside, like I said. So rock and roll. We did the discussion of the vessels. So glass is ideal. Be careful if they shatter. Plastic, be careful for anything but food grade in a high quality. There is certain plastics. We can talk further about that. But basically, go for the Combros and go for the Brute, and you're safe and fine. Use towels to cover and secure them really well with bands. When these cool, this is the towel I'm going to cover these over with later. And we have special gray towels that we use for the booch, and the white towels for the hand towels. So these are not shower towels. Anyway, I have a few. We put them over top overnight, and then tomorrow we're going to secure, as you'll see, the booch when we carry on forward, and we add the SCOBY and the liquid, the starter liquid, to it. So here is the water, the sugar. We have water. If you have like a city water that you're kind of dealing with, then we recommend boiling it for 10 minutes to just roll off the chlorine, and then basically turn it off, pour it over the sugar, stir it around, add the tea bag, let it cool down, put a cover over it overnight. The next day, add the starter liquid, add the SCOBY, give it a stir, give it a kiss, close her up, put a name on it, say goodnight in a warm area at 28 degrees for 12 to, well, between 10 and 14 days, but I recommend 14 days, just 2 solid, beautiful weeks, and then do your bottling, give it 5 days, put them in the fridge and drink.